Hey, Jordan Bench here, jordanbench.com, and in this video I'm talking about the financial goal for Christian entrepreneurs. Now, this topic is really near and dear to me because I see so much misuse of this and I see so much things that have been done that aren't done correctly, and a lot of times this stuff kind of bothers me. So this is why I want to put this video out there. Now, when we think of like working a job, when we think of the average person doing a 9 to 5, they're typically working for one of two reasons, right? One of the reasons is they're working so that they can make more money and accumulate more things. The other reason is they're working just so they can stay afloat, just so they can get by, and just so they can survive. Neither of those is God's best for us. Neither of those is what His intent is, what His purpose is for us. His intent, His purpose is for us to be kingdom minded, to not be so self-centered or self-focused and think about all the things that I can have and, look at me, look at all I have. But no, let's start looking at other people. Let's see what we can do to help other people. That is His intent. That's His heart for us of what we need to be doing, especially as Christian entrepreneurs. We need to be people who are just so generous with what we have, right? That's the idea of it. Because we can think about all these different needs that we see in the world. We need people who can be, like world changers, because we know there's a whole lot of homeless on the streets. We know there's a whole lot of people who are in need, people who are hurting. We know that there's like a lot of orphanages that they need our support. They need help. There's a lot of missionaries out there that need help. And just in general, even with just different churches or different ministries that need help as well. So we need to be people who are just generous towards these things and not people who just automatically assume they're going to do the wrong thing or assume that they're going to do bad things, but we need to believe that they're going to be doing the right things and that we're doing what God has called us to do as being a Christian entrepreneur. Because it's having this mindset of kingdom mindset, which is like, we have been blessed with every spiritual blessing. He supplies all of our needs. We don't have lack. We are to give to any man that asks. We are as we freely give, or I'm sorry, as we freely receive, we need to freely give, right? And when I say those things, I'm thinking of like I think of a homeless person, right? There's a homeless person on the street. Let's just say you're driving your car, you see a homeless person on the sidewalk, and they have a sign and it says, please help me, I need food, or whatever it is. And it's like, how many people do you know, or maybe it's you, I don't know, but how many people just instantly look at the person and say, oh, well, they're going to go buy booze and alcohol, or they're going to go buy drugs with it, and you just assume and you just completely neglect them, you just ignore them. It says to freely give to those that ask of you. And if that's the case, then we need to freely give. Now, unless you're someone who's like stalking the homeless person for like 3 or 4 days and you're watching every little thing they do and you know for a fact that that's what they're going to do, that money or whatever, still, regardless, we are to freely give. And honestly, if something like this concerns you, one thing you can easily do is just go take them to a restaurant. Go get them something to eat. And as they're eating, you can just begin to just love on them with the love of God and show them who Jesus is and how much He loves and cares for them, and just be a strong, bold witness to them. I'm just saying that as Christian entrepreneurs, we need to be people who are looking for opportunities, and that we're not so held back and we're not so like pressed down by other people's opinions or even held down by like the whole financial thing, because we have to be people who can generously let money flow out of us, right? That's the whole mentality. And there's a verse I want to read to you because I really think it kind of really hits this thing, and it's in Ephesians 4:28, and it says, "Let him who steals steal no more." Now this is speaking of someone who's been saved. It says, "Let him who steals steal no more. Instead, let him labor, working with his hands, things which are good, that he may have something to share with him who is in need." So right there, it's telling you the reason why we work. The whole purpose, the whole reason why we work is so that we are able to give to others that are in need. That's the purpose. The purpose isn't to accumulate all these different cars and all these different things. The purpose isn't just to survive. It's so much more than that. It's so that we can just be a people who can just freely give out of us, and that the money doesn't stop. I mean, like, I heard his Curry Blake, he once said he wants to be a person to where he's made $1 million, maybe more than $1 million, but that money didn't stop with him. That he didn't just accumulate that money and then he hoarded it to himself, but that money, he had $1 million flow through him. He was saying that that's what he wants. He wants to be able to have that $1 million flow through him, and it's like as soon as he gets it, it's like it's right back out. It just goes right into a different direction. And when I first heard that, I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what I want. I want to be someone who can have money come to me, but then it instantly goes and instantly leaves, and it goes to areas that there's hurting in the world, or there's certain issues, or whatever it is. And listen, I'm not saying you can't have things. I'm not saying it's not bad to have things. I'm just saying that a lot of times, especially Christians, can get so out of balance with this stuff to where we think it's all about ourselves, and that's not. I mean, being a believer, it's not about that. It's about being able to give to others. That's the whole purpose of this thing. And I'm just saying that we can typically get out of balance with this, and we can go off into a ditch, and that's not good to do, right? That's not what we want. I know, like, a lot of people like can fall into the comparison trap to where, like, let's say your neighbor, they buy this new car, and then you get jealous of it or whatever it is, and you go buy a new car, and a year later they go buy a new car. And all I'm saying is like, you just begin to compare yourself with others, and that puts you in a really bad place. And really, we shouldn't be concerned with these things at all. And it's just one of those things where I really think, like, for me, to help people see like this flaw, this issue, and so that we can see a change in the world. Because if we want to see a change in the world, then it has to start with us. We're the ones. We can't just keep yelling about it. We have to be the ones who actually starts and initiates that change. Now, one of my goals, one of the reasons why I'm kind of doing this channel, is because I want to help Christians. I want to help Christians with their health. I want to help them with their finances, to where they're able to make money, but that money is able to flow out of them so that we can really see the kingdom of God advance. That's really what my heart is towards this stuff. And as I'm thinking about this, one of the areas that I know that is really easy to get started with, really easy to get going, is in the area of like a MLM or network marketing, because there's hardly any overhead, and you make commissions on like whatever you're selling, whatever the products are. So I'm thinking of maybe using that as a method or as a way to help people make more money. Because like, I have my own online business, me and my wife, we've had it now for several years, and that's not always the easiest thing to do with building websites and everything else. And I mean, you can do it. It's a lot of work. Where I know, like, MLM, it's typically a little bit easier to get into. So that's kind of like where one of my ideas is to help people with. This is like what I'm working towards right now. Like, this is all thoughts and process right now. I don't have anything set up, but this is something that I'm thinking about. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, something that you're like, you know what, yeah, maybe this is an area that you could help me with, then sure. Maybe I'll put more stuff out there, more content out there. If you like this video, if this resonates with you at all, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe. Hit the little bell. That little bell will notify you that I put a video out. And also, if you have any comments, any questions, please leave a comment below. That's what they're there for, and I will do my best to answer you, and I will see you in the next video.